Fable 5, the smartest model Anthropic has ever shipped, was supposed to leave your subscription tonight and start charging you $50 per million output tokens. It just got a stay of execution. You keep it included through Saturday. So the move today is not to panic. The move is to bank. This is Mainframe, your daily guide through the AI chaos. What actually happened? Who is winning? And how to take yourself to the next level. It is Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. I am Nova.
And I am Dex.
On today's Mainframe, Fable 5 gets extended in subscriptions through July 12th, and I will tell you exactly how to spend the extra days so you keep the value after it is gone. Grok 4.5 goes public tomorrow as an Opus-class model, cheaper and faster, and GPT 5.6 goes public Thursday, so your model shelf is about to get crowded and cheap. Claude Cowork just escaped the laptop. It runs on your phone and in the cloud now, even with every device closed. And in Tool Lab, Simon Willison shipped a stable 4.0 of a tool he built partly with Fable during this exact window, which is the whole lesson in one repo. Let's get into it.
Quick note before we go. The voices you are hearing are AI. The reporting, the picks, the judgment calls, those are human-made.
The board. And I am keeping it short because the real story is at your keyboard. The macro move today is a price war breaking out in the open. Elon Musk says SpaceX AI will make Grok 4.5 available to the public tomorrow, calling it an Opus-class model that is faster, more token-efficient, and lower cost. And on the same clock, OpenAI announced that GPT 5.6 Sol, Terra, and Luna will be publicly available for everyone starting Thursday, July 9th.
2 Opus-class families landing in 48 hours, both undercutting on price. What does that do to your bill?
It means the premium you pay for frontier reasoning is about to have real competition. Terra is priced at $2.50 per million input and $15 per million output. Luna at $1 input and $6 output. That is production-grade quality at commodity pricing. The read for you? Do not lock a single vendor contract this week. A routing dial across 3 or 4 near-frontier models is about to be the cheapest margin you own. That is the frame for everything today.
And it is exactly why Fable's staying included one more window matters.
Right. But first, a word from the people who build this stuff for a living.
Brought to you by Outpace. Here is the thing about a week like this one. 4 model launches in 5 days. Most operators freeze. The person who runs Outpace does the opposite. 30 years building real businesses, real estate, hospitality, food, even a theater. And now that same operator points an entire team of AI agents at one client's project at a time, from strategy all the way to shipped.
And that is the distinction. Outpace is a system, not a freelancer, and not some faceless mega agency. The agents do the work. One senior operator directs them, and at the end, you own the code, and you own the keys. When the model shelf reshuffles every week, you want someone who already knows how to steer the whole fleet.
If you have a project that has been sitting, book a 30-minute call. Go to outpace.media. That is outpace.media.
The Wire. Lead story. And it is the one that hits your wallet. Fable 5 is not leaving tonight after all. Paid Claude users get 5 more days with Fable before it shifts to pay-per-token pricing. Anthropic was scheduled to remove included access today, July 7th, but the company has now extended the deadline to July 12th.
So this is a genuine update, not a rerun. We told people Monday and Tuesday the cliff was tonight. What is new is the date moved.
Exactly, only the date moved. The extension does not change the 50% limit or the credit pricing, only the end date moved. The 50% weekly usage mechanic and the $10 per million input and $50 per million output credit rate are unchanged. So, through Saturday, on Pro, Max, Team, and Select Enterprise, Fable is still included for up to half your weekly limits. After that, on July 12th, Fable comes off subscription plans and moves to prepaid usage credits at $10 per million input and $50 per million output. If credits are off, access simply ends.
And the silver lining, up front because people panicked, is this permanent?
No, and say it out loud. This exit looks temporary. A Claude Code lead engineer confirmed that Anthropic aims to restore Fable 5 as a standard part of subscriptions as soon as capacity allows. No date, though. That would happen when capacity allows, and there is no guaranteed timeline at the moment. So here is the concrete move. If you are credit sensitive, bank your heavy planning and long horizon Fable work over the next 4 days. Keep a hard credit cap on until then. Watch for the subscription restore, but do not loosen a single spending limit on the assumption it is coming back this week. And the smartest move, which I will come back to in use cases, do not just produce output you consume once. Spend some of these days capturing how Fable works so you keep the method after access ends.
Second on the wire, the model shelf. We covered the gating for weeks. The delta today is it is finally opening. OpenAI announced all 3 models, GPT 5.6, Sol, Terra, and Luna, will be publicly available starting Thursday, July 9th, and preview access is now available globally to all.
And Grok tomorrow. Now, one honest flag. The Grok 4.5 quality claim is a vendor claim. It is a self-evaluation run by SpaceX and Tesla engineers, and no independent benchmark has scored Grok 4.5, with no public API to run one on. So treat Musk's Opus-class line as unproven until artificial analysis and the others get their hands on it. But the direction is unmistakable. Opus-class coding capability is about to be available from multiple providers, increasing competition and likely driving down costs. Your move. Do not standardize this week. Wait 48 hours, let the independent numbers land, then benchmark the winners against your own workload.
Third, Claude Cowork got out of the laptop. This is the fresh Anthropic Builder release. Claude Cowork launched as a desktop app in January, but starting Tuesday, it is available on web and mobile for Max subscribers, so users can start a task from their desk, get status updates on their phone, and pick up the finished output later, even if their laptop is closed.
And the part that actually changes your workflow. The big addition is cloud execution. Scheduled tasks now run on Anthropic's servers even when your computer is off. So this is not a phone editor. It is an asynchronous work queue. Here is the specific move to be ahead of the pack. Schedule a task with no device online. Set Monday's client prep for 6 a.m. Claude works through the email threads, transcripts, and recent news, builds the briefing doc, and leaves the follow-up email drafted but unsent. Review it over coffee. And note who this is really for. When Anthropic looked at how people use Cowork, more than 90% of it was not software development. The largest categories were business operations and content creation. If you are an L3 or L4 builder doing client work, that is your admin layer, automated overnight.
One catch for the wallet.
2, actually, and both are silver linings. First, Anthropic extended doubled Cowork usage limits through August 5th to support the rollout. So there is a free-ish window to learn it. Second, HonestGate. Beta access is rolling out to Max users first. So if you are on Pro, you wait a few weeks. Learn it now on Max, or watch for your turn. Tool Lab. 2 picks, and today they rhyme with the whole episode. Keep the value when the model moves. First pick, and I am tagging it Hidden Gem because the lesson is buried in a point release. Simon Willison shipped SQLite Lips 4.0 stable on July 7th. It is the 124th release, but the first major version bump since 3.0 back in 2020. Why you care is not the migrations feature, it is how he built it. Since he only had Claude Fable on his Max subscription for a few more days, he decided to see if it could help him get to a 4.0 stable release he felt truly comfortable about.
And it caught real problems.
Serious ones. He started with one prompt in Claude Code for Web on his iPhone, a final review before shipping a stable release, and Fable flagged 5 things it categorized as release blockers. One was a bug that would silently discard writes when a connection closed. Over 37 prompts and 34 commits, they worked through the entire set of feedback. The move for you this week. Before you ship any breaking change, hand Fable your codebase in the next 4 days and ask for a final pre-release review that hunts for anything that would force a bad major version later. Total cost of his run? About $149.25. Do that audit while it is still included. Credit, Simon Willison.
Second pick.
Trending. And it fits the routing theme. Skills.sh. The community skills directory Vercel is now surfacing through its Eve framework. You browse the skills.sh directory to discover skills from Vercel and the community. The clever part is the installer is agent-aware. When you run the skills CLI, it auto-detects your project and asks whether to install for your Eve agent or, if you say no, for your local AI coding agent instead. So it drops reusable skill files straight into Cursor, Codex, or Claude code. In Eve, an agent is a directory of files, instructions in Markdown, tools as TypeScript, and Markdown files as on-demand playbooks. The move. Pull one general-purpose workflow skill from the directory today and wire it into your coding agent so a routine you keep re-explaining becomes a file you reuse. Credit. Vercel and the Eve team, Guillermo Rausch. Use cases. 2 recipes with what is already in your hands, and both exploit this exact window. 1. And this is the single most important thing you do this week. Skill distillation before Saturday. The move is to spend some of your remaining Fable days not producing throwaway output, but capturing Fable's method. One builder did exactly this. During the free window, they had Fable 5 write down its own working discipline as 6 Claude code skills, then blind tested them on Opus 4.8, where they won 12 of 14 gradings. And because a skill is just a Markdown file, the same 6 also run in Codex and Gemini. So, pick your hardest recurring job, have Fable do it, then ask it to write down how it planned and structured the work as a skill file. When Fable leaves subscription Saturday, that discipline is banked on the cheaper model you run every day.
2.
2. The mobile handoff, using the Cowork release we just covered. If you are on Max, set up one scheduled overnight task this week. Point Cowork at your inbox and calendar and have it assemble tomorrow's client brief before you wake up. Follow-up email drafted but unsent so you stay in control. Cowork sessions can move across devices and keep working in the cloud after a laptop closes, while still asking for human input when a decision or permission is needed. The window to learn it cheaply is now, while the doubled limits are on through August 5th.
3. Quick one.
3. And it is a routing play for next week. Do not sit out the Grok and GPT launches, but do not trust the hype either. When Grok 4.5 and GPT 5.6 go public over the next 2 days, take your 3 highest volume tasks, run them through Terra or Luna, and log cost and quality against your Claude baseline. The cleanest architecture routes by task complexity. Cheap tiers for high-volume routine calls, mid-tiers for steady production, and frontier only for the small fraction of requests that genuinely need it. Build the log this week so you decide with numbers, not tweets. The deep dive. One idea. This week is the clearest proof yet that the model is not the asset. The window is.
Unpack that.
Look at the pattern. Fable, the best model Anthropic has, is here for 4 more days. Then it is metered. Then someday it comes back. Nobody knows when. Grok is Opus-class tomorrow. GPT 5.6 is public Thursday, and both are cheaper than what you use today. The specific model under your workflow is a rental car, and the rental agency keeps changing the rates and the lot. So the builders who win are not the ones who grab the smartest model. They are the ones who, during a window like this, extracted something durable. A skill file, a Claude.md rule, a tested workflow, a finished deliverable. The move is to use the window deliberately and make sure something durable, a plan, a skill, a workflow, exists on your side of the table when it closes. Simon Willison did it. He did not just get free Fable. He shipped a stable release and wrote down the release review pattern. That is the mindset. When a model is briefly cheap or briefly brilliant, do not consume it. Harvest it.
So here is what I would actually do about it.
Here is what I would actually do. Between now and Saturday, run your hardest job on Fable once and spend equal time making Fable teach a cheaper model how it did it. Write it to a skill file. That file outlives the price change, the export controls, and the next 4 launches. Rent the intelligence, own the method. Level up this week. Have Fable write its own working discipline into a Claude code skill before July 12th. Then run that skill on Opus or Sonnet and confirm it holds. You keep the smart model's method after the smart model leaves.
And if you want every story, number, and link from today in your inbox tomorrow morning, subscribe to the free Mainframe newsletter. Same reporting, fully written out, nothing to re-listen for.
That is Mainframe for Wednesday, July 8th. Bank the window. We will see you tomorrow when the shelf gets crowded.
Take care.